Zipped on down Delancey Street, and we're gonna run to the James Fuentes Gallery, and I got about 5 minutes before closing time, and we're gonna look at an exhibition by the artist duo McDermott and McGough, and the title of the show is Velvet Rage, Flaming Youth, and the Gift of Desperation. Well, these two artists have been working together since the heyday of the East Village scene, so that's 25 or 30 years at this point. And, well, they were recognized as eccentrics because they tried to create a world from the Edwardian period, and evidently they were living without electricity and telephones and all that stuff. These two artists were actually almost like East Village royalty, and I know that they were featured as themselves in Julian Staubel's movie about Jean-Michel Basquiat. Well, I looked at the clock and I've got about 5 minutes to 8. This is titled Jenny Man, Both Glittering and Mundane, 1984 to 2016. Oil on canvas, 76 by 59. Well, just to read a little bit from the press release. It says David McDermott was born in 1952 in Hollywood, California, and Peter McGough was 1958 Syracuse, New York. They investigated subjects of queer identity, homophobia, and the politics of nostalgia. But I would say that they're also playing around with a lot of interesting painting tropes. This piece is titled As Fancy and Flashy as a Youth Dare Adapt Artistic. Doesn't have the price on here. You have to ask. This is interesting because they've got this in a glass box, but it's within that is another frame, and they've got this cartoon character. Looks like 1930s Warner Brothers character with a little, and I assume the key is to open the box with. This is oil on linen with artist frame. Wonderful technique. I like this. I wouldn't want to meet the guy that this fits, though. saw a large painting they did that was kind of based on this theme. This is the timbre of their voices and their feminist mannerisms. Elsie, Daisy, Queen Mary, Salon, Cinderella, Violet Blossom, Edna May, and Big Tess. Oil on canvas, oil on linen, 48 by 60 inches. As I was saying, they're playing with a lot of painting tropes. We've got kind of formalist modernism, hard edge, even op art played against Victorian illustrations and even 1930s, 1940s cartoon imagery. Interesting, a lot of these are dated 1984, 2016, so I'm wondering whether these were started in 1984, maybe shown in 84, and then reworked. This is titled The Circle Hermaphroditus. Yeah, we'll get up very closely and look at this. Somebody's using a very tiny brush. A nice little piece. This is oil on linen, 18 by 22 inches. And, well, I like the simplicity of this. And you can see that they've really learned the lessons of the 1940s, 1950s. Illustrators or commercial artists. This is Valhalla Hall, Fairies, Women, and Boys. And again, we've got a lot of various levels, not only large scale versus small scale, but we've got a lot of psychological levels. Maybe Victorian feminism versus East Village gay identity art. We've got Victorian academic stylization, op art, cartoons. Yeah, I like the pink suit. Actually, the entire installation is pretty nice. I'm going to run through, so I'm not going to read the titles of all the rest of these pieces. The shirt with the paint on it. This is an installation piece. Got a couple of black ground pseudo vases here. The jewels. Interesting strut supports there holding them up. And these wing panels on this painting are very interesting. Well, I like them using this pointillism to create this image. It actually reads very nicely with these kind of overblown gems. It's a nice play between the neoclassical and the kitsch. And another remnant of a shirt with a little paint stain on there. Well, I can't find the title for these pieces. But yeah, the whole installation really kind of puts us into a different perspective. Answers your prayers, God. Okay. Again, more of the pointillism. This piece is titled Queer as a $3 bill, oil on linen. Bank of river raisin. So I like the fact that they're really treating these paintings, their creation and fabrication as objects. You know, the little carpet tacks around the edges, very classical way of stretching canvases. This is titled Panegyrics. This is one of our favorite we hope you like it as well. This piece is 30 by 30. Well, we'll just do a quick run through of this back project space. I'm not going to tell you what the titles are. I can't find them. But I like this. Again, you know, they're mixing a whole lot of various styles and trends. But the raw linen is definitely a reference to abstract expressionism. And we got our 1930s black and white cartoon images. Beauty Matters, Tondo, and well, I also like the way that they're using text in a lot of this, and boy, they are very, very articulate with their brushwork. Now, this looks like it's a I guess what Asger Jorn would call an alteration. So it looks like we've got a classic 19th century landscape, and then they've added their little cartoon characters and what we call neoclassical drawings behind. Got our Victorian lady, and again, the unstretched linen around the edges. This was actually before they came up with the idea of casualism. Or provincial paintings. I like this. You've got the hard edge geometric kind of melding with the French Neo-Classicism. It's also a kind of a sense of William Blake maybe in some of these. So this is a wrap-up for tonight. Looking at McDermott McGough, Velvet Rage, Flaming Youth, and the Gift of Desperation with James Fuentes, 55 Delancey Street. Thank you, Kate. Whoa. Thanks, Jazz Collective.
Welcome to Jazz Collective on Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. Nate Brown on bass violin.